I'm Jamie Latour, and here are some first impressions of the Street Fighter 6 demo. Street Fighter 6 is out on June 2nd, which really isn't too far away. And to get people appropriately hyped to punch each other in the face with their oversized fists, Capcom has released a demo on the PS5, which shows off a little of what's in store with the 6th entry in the series. This demo gives us a small taste of their new open-world story mode called World Tour. This is where you get to create your own fighter, and I presume you get to beat up actual Street Fighter characters and feel all good about yourself. Right from the start, the tone of this mode is pretty silly, at least it is in the demo. Your character is training to be a member of a security force called Buckler, and your coach is Luke, who comes across as a nice guy, but God, he's just such a douchebag. After a scene where Luke destroys a punching bag for some reason, that's company property. I really hope that's coming out of your paycheck. You get to design your character, and the character creator here gives you a decent amount of options. You can make a cool lady, or a middle-aged man, or an old blind guy, or a robot. Your character could be tiny, tall, fat, buff, fat, fat, buff. There's a lot of body options, a lot of facial options too, and you could tweak each setting to get it to look the way you want. There's also these really weird settings like making your character super oily or have metallic skin, or there's a luminescence option that turns them into a small sun. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make a character that looks exactly like you, but you should have the tools you need to put together someone who won't look too out of place in a Street Fighter game, unless you're intentionally trying to make them look out of place, which is what I do. Look at my hairy, oily boy. I named him Handsome Roy. After your character is made, Luke will run you through the basic tutorials, and then you meet Bosch, who seems like he's going to be the Gary Oak of this story mode. You two engage in a very simplistic battle, and the combat feels pretty good so far. It is Street Fighter. But yeah, you have the fight, and then you and Bosch end up knocking each other out because you're equally lame. And then after Bosch whines some more, Luke kicks you both out into the white void outside the gym to experience the city. Now, the first part of World Tour is going to take place in Metro City, at least it does in the demo. There's a lot of little Easter eggs that are scattered around, including a reference to my fellow oily boy Hakan. Then you get a message on your smartphone that tells you to find someone named Alice, and I have never recoiled harder at a character design than I have for this one. She looks like Strawberry Shortcake's personal trainer. She runs you through a drill and then tells you to go beat the crap out of some random people around town. That's right, you could just stroll up to strangers and challenge them to a fight, and everyone just seems cool with it. So I guess it's just canon that everyone in Street Fighter knows how to fight. You could even fight a mime. Why isn't the mime on the main roster? I'd rather play as the mime than as Luke. There's also some RPG elements. You can level up your stats once you get enough experience points, or they could be raised by eating certain food or wearing certain clothes. Also, the candy in the Street Fighter world sucks. Iron hard caramels. Who would want that? At one point, you and Bosch are just wandering down an alleyway and you get accosted by two guys wearing boxes on their heads. They turn out to be Alice's brothers, and it's to prepare you for the real world because bad guys wearing boxes on their heads is just a common thing. That's kind of depressing. The criminals are so poor they can't even afford ski masks. And the demo for this ends with you meeting up with Luke, and the both of you just get absolutely wrecked by him. I mean, you might be able to win the fight if you're good at Street Fighter, but I'm not, so, you know, at least I got absolutely wrecked by him. Overall, I don't really know how I feel about this story mode. It really seems to be leaning into the goofiness of the Street Fighter world, which I like. That makes me want to go through the world tour just to see what kind of stupid stuff is going to be in here. Like, for example, it appears that there's just going to be a whole section that's just a gladiator world. See, that's the good kind of stupid. I like good stupid. It's possible that over time it will become the bad kind of stupid. I can see some bad stupid things, for example, Bosch's entire existence, but you do get to fight mimes and eat pizza, and presumably get to learn how to throw Hadokens from Ryu. I don't think this mode is going to be necessarily worth the price of admission, but if you were already planning on getting Street Fighter 6 anyway, it seems like something that could be worth fooling around with. What are your feelings about Street Fighter 6 so far? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to check out thegamer.com for more gaming goodies. Thanks for watching.
Oh, shit. Bosch, come on, man. Are you really gonna be the type to jump before you think?
Master, I don't like him very much. Let's kill him.
I must apologize for...
Bosch.
He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.